if you are a believer, if you are believing in the higher God, you may say that God moves in mysterious ways, and perhaps if you are not a believer, you may say that the universe moves in mysterious ways. And whether you are a believer or not a believer, I think all of us can agree that sometimes there's some higher source, some higher being, some higher force that is kind of orchestrating things in such a way that sometimes it can be very hard to decode. So I'm talking to some of my basketball players, Manny and Jalen, and we were also talking about Book, right? So those are three names that we'll be talking about: Manny, Jalen, and Book. So we're talking about their current status as basketball players, and they're looking at how the summer transformed their game, right? And so we're reflecting on not only this summer, but previous summers and previous seasons, looking at how did the summer impact the season. And so the summer before last, there was a lot of stuff going on. So 2018 summer, there's a lot going on. I moved in with my in-laws because we were in between houses, right? And then Concordia's gym was being renovated in the summer. And so basically the whole summer, it was off limits. And so normally, every summer, I spend 3 days in the gym, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, about 2.5 to 3 hours in the gym working with basketball players, most importantly, or more specifically, the Concordia University basketball team, right? The men's team. And so in the previous summers, Jalen, Book, Manny would all be in the gym. We would all be getting work. Well, this particular summer in 2018, the gym was unavailable, right? And so on top of that, Jalen had a knee issue he had a meniscus situation, a sprained meniscus or a meniscus tear, something like that, that enabled him to work on his game. Book was recovering from an ACL injury, right? And Manny had knee issues as well. On top of that, I was in between houses and I was living with my in-laws. I was in between houses living with my in-laws, so normally I was always in close proximity to Concordia's gym, but this particular summer I was not. So I was far away. I was about 45 minutes away from the gym. And so as I'm talking to the fellas, they started reminding me about all the challenges that were taking place in summer 2018. And a lot of those challenges were not taking place this year. This year, I'm back in Ann Arbor, obviously. I was able to get to the gym. I live maybe 10 minutes away from Concordia's gym. Everybody was healthy. A lot of the guys found a way to stay in Ann Arbor. So Book is not from Ann Arbor, but got an apartment here in Ann Arbor. Manny is from Florida. Was able to stay on campus, and then Jalen, he lives in Ann Arbor, so he was just able to be in the gym, but everybody's health was good, their living situations were accommodating, and they were able to be in the gym 3 days a week, 3 hours, even if they had jobs and other responsibilities. They were, basketball, they were able to take care of basketball, they were able to do basketball and still take care of all of their other priorities. But the summer before, they couldn't do that. And so we started talking about how crazy they would have driven themselves or how they put themselves in danger had the gym been available. And so here's what I mean. Jalen had a meniscus tear, but he's a gym rat, right? He would have been in the gym trying to figure out how to play, how to work out, how to do something if the gym was available, if we were conducting workouts with a meniscus tear, right? He would have driven himself crazy. He probably would have jeopardized his senior year. Manny, the same thing. He had knee issues, but he probably would have hurt himself more, right? Injured himself more had he not had, if he had access to the gym, right? He would have been in there trying to figure out a way to get his work in. Book, same thing. He's recovering from an ACL injury, but he's a gym rat, wants to be in the gym. He probably would have hurt himself trying to get in the gym and put more work in. He probably would have hurt himself, right? I would have driven myself crazy. I would have driven myself crazy trying to get to the gym, knowing that I got to come from further away, which is more gas. I'm living with my in-laws. So I got just challenges upon challenges upon challenges. And for what it's worth, the gym wasn't available. The gym wasn't available. And because the gym wasn't available, it didn't drive these four young people and myself, just the four of us. The gym wasn't allowed to drive us crazy, right? Because we didn't have access to get into the gym. So in essence, it's like the universe or God was saving us from ourselves, saving us from future injury, saving us from stress, saving us from ourselves, right? This year we had the gym all summer, great workout, great experience, great people coming into the gym. And here's here's the whole thing. God moves in mysterious ways. there may be something that you want really bad. There might be a setback that you may be looking at as an absolute L. It's a total loss. You know what I'm saying? It's debilitating. It's crippling. It's something that's happening in your life right now that you are blaming, everything on. The reason why I can't move forward is because this thing is slowing me down and holding me back. But what if it's saving you for something? What if that thing that you think is debilitating is actually saving you for something? Or saving you for something, right? It could be saving you from something, or it could be saving you for something. In the example that I gave about the 4 young men, God in the universe was not only saving them guys from injury, but saving them for the next up and coming season, right? So it's tough to believe that something that's not going right in your life could possibly be working in your favor. That's crazy talk, right? Now, for me, it's not crazy talk because number one, I'm a believer. Number two, my faith comes easy to me. Being confident and seeing the unseen is very easy to me, right? But for some people who are not there, to assume that this thing that's not going right in my life is actually working in my favor is actually crazy talk, right? So I get it, I understand it. Now, for me, my default setting is, if things aren't going right in your life, it's probably because you aren't living in your purpose. Now, again, that works for me because I believe so much in the idea of purpose and believing in the idea that everything in my life is conspiring to assist and serve me because I love the Lord and I'm adhering to my purpose. But I know for a lot of people, that's crazy talk. I understand that. But if you could just, with everything in you, try a different thought process or just explore another idea or philosophy. What if what is in front of me right now that's not in my favor, what if I just started to believe that perhaps it could be in my favor? And maybe it's in my favor in that it's trying to teach me something about myself. So there's the moment, and then there are the emotions that come about because of the moment. The emotions that come about because of the moment. We oftentimes focus in on the emotions. I'm sad, I feel betrayed, I feel upset, I feel cheated, so on and so forth. We get caught up in that, but we don't look and see, I wonder what this emotion is telling me about myself. Is there some way that I can grow? Is there some way that I can improve myself spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, overall? Is this thing that's not working out in my favor trying to get my attention, that perhaps I should seek another route? I should do something else. I should be somewhere else. I should be with someone else. There's so much that we can learn from these moments, but sometimes we get caught up in the moment. We play the victim and we never get the lesson that the moment and that the emotion is trying to tell us. And so all I'm saying is, I'm just using that story about the boys, the gym, ourselves, and what we could have done to ourselves had the gym been available, versus what we were able to avoid because the gym was not available. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying that it's a thought process that you should adopt just because I said it, just because it was brought to your attention. No. That's not what I'm trying to get across. But if things aren't working out for you, and instead of focusing on all the reasons why they're not working out and getting caught up in your emotions, what if you thought just for a split second, perhaps this moment isn't working out for me because it's trying to teach me something about myself, or perhaps teach me something about my surroundings, whatever the case may be, but there's a greater lesson that may be saving me from something or saving me for something. I hope that makes sense. Marv Fox Jr. Done.